Talking on InStyleLady.com. I am Carmen Simmons, and I'm here with my guest, or my co-host, Arturo
First guest. Yeah.
Who is also the co-executive producer of InStyleLady Uncut on Fox. So we are sipping on Black Leaf Vodka.
Black Leaf.
Black Leaf is our non-sponsor who hope to sponsor future segments.
Oh, yeah.
And it is very smooth. This is organic vodka.
Yes. It's smooth.
And what do you have over there?
Oh, I got Zigzag. Shout out Zigzag Supply. You know, when I smoke, I'm only smoking Zigzag, you know, for my smokers. You know, we got that burn slow. They got that burn slow. They got the burn thin, the ultra thin, the unbleached, the hemp wraps. Like, I love it. Listen, you know, I like a vibe. You know, I like a vibe. When we kick in and we talking, we vibing. I like, you know, I gotta be on my vibe. So you know, I smoke. You know,
and we are vibing.
New York is a beautiful place. Happy to be here. Love the medical marijuana. It is amazing. And wow. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about Jerry Springer because we were talking about legendary talk show hosts.
Yeah.
We went live earlier on TikTok. If you're interested in seeing the first half of the show, it is available on InStyle and the TikTok.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about legendary talk show hosts, and please go to the shop on InStyleLady.com because I have a sweatshirt there.
Let's go.
That says that you were raised on, you're here for the drama because you were raised on Wendy Williams.
Oh, they need
Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
Jenny Jones
all day. Ricky Lake, Richard Bay, let's go.
And Oprah Winfrey. Now, all of those people are not on the shirt, but you can go and pick yours up in multiple colors.
Yeah.
It's my favorite shirt. Our next episode, I'll have one. To show you. But it is in the shop right now.
In my book. Get my book. You know, listen, I just want to help.
Also in the shop
Build.com.
is Arturo's book.
Let's go.
I just want to help.
For the dreamers, for the hustlers, for the shakers, the movers. Get the book.
For sure.
We to it.
So I was talking about watching Jerry Springer for the first time being introduced to someone who was from the trans community. Because Jerry Springer was infamous for bringing people on from LGBTQ, and they would reveal to their partners for the very first time that they were trans. And there was a guest on there who literally stopped me in my tracks because my girl... She came on there to tell her boyfriend that she was trans, that she was a man.
Whoa. Do you remember how long they was together?
I don't remember the details.
That's
because
wild.
The thing that stood out the most, because she was beautiful. She looked like a woman.
Yeah.
She sounded like a woman. She moved like a woman. She was dressed like a woman. Her body was shaped like a woman.
Yeah.
And then...
But did she have did she still have a ding-a-ling down there? Or was it, you know, she got the surgery? Or how was they doing that? I think, like, Jerry Springer was before his time.
You know what,
he was like the first to T.S. Madison's. Before T.S. Madison, you gotta go RuPaul. Yeah. You know, shout out to the legendary RuPaul. I got a RuPaul story. Exclusive.
Okay, hold on. To be honest, I don't know. Pause. I don't know if she still had her penis because we're talking about like 1999, 98. We're talking about really... No. I was in my dorm, so we're talking about 97, 98.
Let's go.
And so maybe they just never had sex before because I don't know how she would have hit it. You know what I'm saying? If she still had a penis. But he didn't know.
Okay.
And so when she told him, the way that he reacted, she ran out into the audience because he was trying to attack her. And all of a sudden, she started speaking in her God-given voice, which was as a man.
The deep
and she
voice,
was like,
the
I'm
baritone.
still a man.
Whoa.
I was like...
Was it nighttime or daytime?
I don't know. It was the Jerry Springer show.
Okay, so it was daytime.
It was talk show TV time. They were in the studio.
Yeah.
So I was like, what in the world? I couldn't believe it. Listen, Jerry Springer was infamous. Like I said, I had 2 semesters of biological science, and I can honestly say that the reason why I failed biological science.
Don't you feel bad, girl?
Was because I was watching Jerry Springer. Me and my roommate, God rest her soul, Tamika, we were obsessed with Jerry, and that's why we failed 2 semesters.
Nah, shout
at
out
Clark
to
Atlanta University. Shout out to Clark Atlanta University. Find a way to make one, because I found a way to make one, and I graduated anyway with my degree in Bachelor of Arts, and my major was radio and television broadcasting, and here we are today.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Season 2.
So this conversation
Fox
came
Soul.
about because we were talking about Wendy Williams, who has showed up on social media going to the chicken spot.
Shout out Wendy Williams
in Florida. And then we saw that she was out and about because she, a few days later, has also appeared in video and photos from her son's graduation.
Hey, you know what? Let me ask you a question, Carver. Do you think that when do you feel that Wendy spent out of control, or do you think that Wendy could come back? I mean, we talking about Wendy Williams here, the legend. Let's be clear, all day, legendary, like from gays to straight to bi to everybody. You know, Wendy was happy, blended, and Wendy didn't hold her tongue, and I believe she still wouldn't hold her tongue. I believe Wendy could come back with a reality show, a documentary. You know, everyone's paying attention. Wendy hasn't gone anywhere. She still has the power. You know, shout out Wendy Williams, Jersey all day. You know, listen, it's go time. So that's my question. I'll pose that question to you. Can Wendy Williams come back?
Can Wendy Williams come back? Listen, if Wendy Williams has all of her faculties, if her mental health is right, if her physical health is right, then Wendy Williams, she is the queen of messy media. She is the queen of shock jock. She can absolutely come back. I will watch every single second of every single news show.
And do you think we need that, or women need that?
Yes, we need that. We need that. Everybody is so sweet and soft and nice. And I think that we started to tune into radio because of personalities like Wendy Williams.
Now, do you think Carlos King is trying to be like Wendy Williams, but the gay version, because his tone and everything? And I mean, shout out Carlos King. He's dope. He's doing his thing. You know, shout out Oprah Winfrey, own network, and all of the powers that be there. Great work, great show. But do you feel that he's coming in that position? I say that because I caught that clip with Carlos and his new show, and we're one of the co-hosts. They ended the show at the end, and it seemed like to me, Carlos was kind of trying to hit on her husband, low key. You know, right directly in front. You know, I don't know if it was to seize the moment, but when he asked him the question about the dreads, it just kind of threw me about like how he cut his dreads off, and Carlos went to touching his hair, and it was weird. You know, I don't know what that was. So I felt that he was low key coming for her husband, low key in front of his wife. Like it was a little weird to me. I was like, okay, this is messy. It's TE. But hey, I'm asking. I don't know. What you think?
Okay, you said a lot. That was very, very loaded.
Yeah.
Do I think that Carlos King is coming for Wendy Williams' chair? No, I really never thought about him in her space at all. I don't know why. You know, Carlos is. You know, we are actually in a space where social media is allowing everybody to do everything. So, you know, no one is actually staying in the lane that we're being introduced to them from. So he has moved from, you know, executive producer of many shows on OWN to now he's podcaster, which he's doing great. He's interviewing everyone who is on his shows and beyond.
He's keeping it flowing.
Which is similar to Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen does the same thing with Watch What Happens Live. He is the GOAT when it comes to that, right? Yeah. But no one is Wendy Williams, and I don't think that I thought of him. I know that Jason Lee wanted that chair. Like, he wanted that actual slot. Yeah. He wanted to fill in for her, and he wanted that slot. And for whatever reason, they would not give it to him. But I do think that it is a chair for another female.
And I think Jason Lee could have that, too.
I think that they have their own lane. I think now, if you want to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, I think that Jason Lee opened up the door for a Carlos King when it comes to a male host in this space of interviewing reality personalities and media personalities and being a little messy and getting to the tea.
Yeah.
I also like Armand Wiggins. Armand
he's dope.
might...
He wants it. He's hungry.
He's for
the blood. Yeah.
I think Armand reminds me more of somebody who could go toe-to-toe with Wendy. I actually
think. Wendy?
Yeah, because he is a
young, the new Charlamagne the God.
And
Shout out Charlamagne. But you know how Charlamagne was like, so when he was younger with Wendy and he was going. Armand is, he had he was on Fox Soul. They had that, they had that breakup, publicly, him, Claudia, and who was that? Al Reynolds, and
on
so,
TGIF.
Was that Al Reynolds? No, that wasn't Al Reynolds. What's his name?
Yeah, Al Reynolds. Yeah.
Al Reynolds. Okay.
And then Funky Dineva was on. Yeah. Armand took Funky Dineva's space when he left the show. But Armand sounds to me more like somebody who could step into a space where he is, he's growing to be the next for that chair. But I do think that it calls for another female to sit there. But I do really like Armand, actually.
Yeah, he's dope.
I like him. And I booked him for an interview with T.S. Madison on her show on Fox Soul. Many of you don't know that I was a chase producer for T.S. Madison. So I was one of the producers on T.S. Madison's show on Fox Soul. And so we want her to come back.
Who'd y'all interview over there?
What's some
big interviews?
Tamar Braxton.
Don't give me the little ones.
No, Tamar Braxton.
Shout out Tamar.
But we'll get to that later. Let's stick to the subject at hand.
All right. Okay.
And so what we were talking about is Wendy Williams and who could fill that chair. And I was hoping that it would actually be one of the cast members on In Style and Uncut.
Why not? What makes you feel that?
Well, I don't know. The chair is open now.
Rashida's hot and spicy.
It's open now. I'm not sure. So first we had Shayla Ray.
Who
I loved. Who could really? She knew how to get to
Season 1.
She wasn't afraid to ask the question. I always encourage everybody ask those questions because if you don't ask, somebody else will. But as you saw in season 1, she got into a rift with her rival, who I believe I call it the rival, which was St. CJ.
Yeah.
And she was in a similar space. She came from Bossip. She's Jonesy on Bossip. We brought her into InStyling.com. I thought that she would be a great fit for the show, as well as InStyling.com. But, her and Shayla Ray were bumping heads. But I think they both have the same lane. And which it seemed like both of them were inspired by a Wendy Williams shock jock personality. So now who we have Jordan, which is Miss J.
Jordan is crazy. Jordan is crushing it.
She's crushing it.
She's executive producer
doing what
at the
she's
radio
supposed to
station
do.
Too.
Yes.
She went viral with her Deb Antony interview. I remember we had that on CZ2. We spotlighted that. She's going crazy. She's going crazy. Yeah, dope.
And then we also have one of our newer personalities, who is Rashida Nicole.
Rashida Nicole
has... I first met Rashida Nicole when we were working with Terrence Terry. And he's a great personality as well. And then we had...
Terrence got the press on nails, too.
Yeah. My nails by Terrence Terry are coming soon. Here's a look.
Let's go.
Here's a look.
The one and only Terrence Terry.
The one and only.
And he's done everything.
This is my Christmas set,
He's done Hunger Games. He's done the set of Bad Boys 2, I believe. What was some of the other big movie sets?
Well, he was on Oxygen's show, Nailed It.
Yeah, he killed it.
So that is when the world
nailed it, and he killed it.
Okay, so now we had... so that's when I first met Rashida Nicole. Then Rashida Nicole introduced me to her new podcast, which was Necessarily Nicole.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
So she brought me on to Necessarily Nicole. And then that's when I asked her if she would be interested in being a part of InStyling.com. And so we didn't move forward. We know there still was some work to do. And then here you come asking her to co-host your show, which was On the Record. Shout out to Black Leaf, who is not our sponsor yet, but we hope to be our sponsor, which is the reason for some of my slurs, because
I just want to help build.com.
This is organic vodka, but it is hitting. It's 80 proof, y'all. It's 80
proof.
It's 80 proof.
They
now, Arturo, tell us why you want to, because you manage a lot of people on InStyling.com, or you managed. I don't know. We got to keep watching to see if you still manage these folks. But tell me.
They fired me.
But tell the audience that's live, because I see Metro Men of Atlanta in the comments. He says, or one of the 3 hosts of Metro Men Atlanta said that he believes who can fill Wendy's shoes could possibly, well, actually no, he said Jordan is not messy enough. Okay, I don't know who's on that account right now.
Jordan's hungry. Jordan can get there.
Jordan is not messy enough.
Jordan will arise.
I'm not sure who can do it, because you can't be scared. You gotta be gully.
Yeah.
You gotta ask the questions. So Arturo, tell us why you feel like you wanted Rashida Nicole to be your co-host, instead of everybody else.
Yo, you know what? On the real, Rashida is a hustler. I saw Rashida, the progress. She's got her own business. She was hot. She was spicy. She was young. She had ideas. And you know what? Off and on, we would meet with Rashida. This is not an overnight thing to where, we just met Rashida. Rashida was on her own. She grind. She got your attention. We filmed with her on Terrence's sizzle that we shot, and she was amazing there. And then you would go and work with her, and then I remember you had a conversation with me, said she reached out to you about possibly doing some work on a podcast or wanting to be a journalist, one of your correspondents. And that conversation was brewing. And then I believe a few years, maybe 2 years ago, we met with Rashida. I guess we were seeing her, social media jumping. And then she actually had you on her podcast. That was amazing. I think you showed me an interview on her. You and Sheldon did. And I mean, it was like, from there, it was just like, I think, and then I think I reached out to her first, and hey, I want to represent you, I want to manage you, and then after that, we met with her, and we had a plan there, and we said we wanted to film, and and she was down with it, and then we were brainstorming, and the idea popped in about on the record. And I was like, I think Rashida would be dope to be my co-host. She's hot, she's got a point of view, she's got a perspective, and she's not just a hot body, like, let's say that, but she's educated too. She's college educated. So this is this is my co-host, my own co-host. It's go time, Rashida Nicole,
So while I look for a cord to plug in the phone to charge it, tell us about some of your first interviews.
Oh yeah, well, some of the first interviews are on the record. Isaac Hayes, Fanbase founder. Isaac, I believe, has raised with Fanbase. He's the owner of Fanbase, black social media platform. Dope. People are able to monetize off of the platform. You can make money, off of the platform. So it's an opportunity. You can own your content. Isaac has raised, I believe, about $6 million, $5 million at this point. I know he's on track to raise $17 million, but he's the son of Isaac Hayes, legendary Isaac Hayes. It was in his blood, I believe, to be the genius that he is. And shout out Isaac all day. He's a hardworking man, top executive. I respect him. He's always been 100 every time I see him. Real respect real, and business respect business. And I think he's done something great for the world, not just the culture. And people are seeing, and I love it. Shout out Isaac Hayes. No doubt. But and then the second interview, attorneys James L. Walker, he's got plays all over, the MJ musical play. That was an amazing interview. We interviewed Bella Black. She's on the new season of P Valley. Shout out Bella Black. And she's a crazy ass rapper too, artist. Like on some Kendrick, like female Kendrick, Missy Elliott, shout out Bella, And I was supposed to get with Bella. We were supposed to get with Bella on the management side too. Bella, shout out, and they got amazing music there. My colleague Al Branch, aligned Carmen and I with Bella Black, amazing. Cortez Brian's partner, you know, which is Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj. I mean, you know, listen, legends. You know, they're legendary over there. And but we got some amazing interviews and some amazing interviews to come. You know, so it's a lot. It's all gonna be on season 2 because we just at episode 6, so we got 6 more episodes to go. You know, I'm dropping the T. You know what I'm saying? You know, so.
Oh my God! So I'm back. I just went on a million.
She did.
I just went on a million missions.
Yeah.
The recording devices were going dead. I had to find like chargers, and I dropped my Plush Beauty.
You did it all.
I think my lips are dry because I'm drinking it was a lot, y'all. It was a lot. So, like I said, Metro Men of Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is watching a live, and one of the members from Metro Men of Atlanta, Sheldon.
Yes.
Sheldon joined the live. He said that he is the next one to fill the spot for a Wendy Williams.
Okay.
Now, listen. Whoever takes on that task, because it is a tall one.
Yeah.
They have to remember that Wendy did not hold her tongue
at all.
If there was some
and we need that
to spill, Wendy was gonna spill it.
Yes.
And she's gonna ask you about it.
Yes.
If you dare sit in that chair across from her, she's gonna ask about it, and you cannot be afraid to ask. You cannot be afraid for the answer. And listen, you got your producer to back you up. Like, I am always 100% going to be behind whoever is doing their interviews. I got your back, but you have to have mine. And so one of the things that, you know, used to happen on the show, on season 1 at least, is that it was like throw producers under the bus season. Which I have zero respect for, because you're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that, but I think every reality show goes through that. You know, they did it with Mona. You know, Mona Scott. Shout out Mona Scott. I saw Antoinette Media just get like an award for taking over that franchise, being I believe the production company.
Okay, shout out to Antoinette.
Yeah, you know, and that Love and Hip Hop franchise is incredible. That's a black woman too. You know, love it. You know, so.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to Antoinette. So, on our TikTok, when we ended the live, we were talking about you, sir. We were talking about whether or not you came to Atlanta Uncut to stir all of the pots.
Yeah.
Because when you are producing reality TV, there has to be a level of authenticity.
Yeah.
And the reason why I came up with the concept of the show was because we were experiencing a lot of drama behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Whether the girls want to admit it or not, everyone at some point or another has talked to me about somebody else.
Yeah, it's just life.
Someone has showed up late. Someone has forgotten who they were interviewing or didn't do their research.
Yeah.
Someone has came to the carpet looking crazy. No makeup, their hair isn't done, not all the way dressed.
That's wild.
Someone has done something. And then another someone has talked about it. And so that was how I came up with the concept, because we were going through so many things behind the scenes before an interview.
Yeah.
Now, on top of that, we were also dealing with real life. The girls didn't know that I was going through homelessness a couple of times through the process of building InStyling.com, which started in 2013. The online version became available in December of 2013. I had just come back from New York.
So this has been a journey. This is not something that you
I had just come back
popped
from New York.
on Instagram and created, and you know,
absolutely
got a few hundred followers.
Shayla had just
some
joined
followers,
the team.
You know.
We had notoriety out here in these Atlanta streets because we were on public access, community television.
So you're the young chick out here really trying to put it down.
I got an all-female team. Everybody.
You got a vision. You saw in Atlanta, like
absolutely.
Like you saw your way in Atlanta of Atlanta being like entertainment and
hell yeah.
360, 75 hours, 10-6.
Arturo's back.
So we're back recording officially.
Arturo's back.
I'm gonna flip the camera to Arturo in a second, but before we ended the last segment, before we had some technical difficulties, and shout out to the Black Leaf vodka.
Black Leaf vodka.
Arturo is about to refill his cup.
Yeah, shout out Black Leaf. Let's go. Let's do it, Black Leaf. Let's do some things, Black Leaf.
He don't know
Season
that the
2
organic
Black Leaf.
vodka is about to
Season
sneak
2
up
Black
on him
Leaf.
so crazy.
These is major advertising spots, Black
It's
Leaf.
about
You
to
need to
sneak up
talk.
on him so
Because the
crazy.
show is crazy. You know, it's a lot of our culture there that they would love to see
The
you, Black
way
Leaf.
that
Yeah.
Arturo needs to
talk.
just like sip slow, because it's
Yeah. Woo.
Okay, so we were talking about who can fill Wendy Williams' seat, or who is the next Wendy Williams.
Yeah, who do you think is the next?
And I was saying that within my team on In Style Atlanta,
Yeah.
I felt it was gonna be Shayla or CJ.
Yeah, I felt it was gonna be her, CJ too.
Oh, but now we have to move on and think about someone new.
It's all good. It's all about evolving and moving forward.
So
and,
who do you
you know?
think from the current list of people, because we are still in season 2, we're on our
Season
mid-season
2,
break.
6
We're
more
gonna
to come.
We're gonna come back and we're gonna follow the lives of Mrs. J,
Yeah.
Lord Brody,
Lord Brody, yeah.
Rashida Nicole,
Rashida Nicole, hot and spicy, hot body, spicy.
her co-host,
And she got music coming too.
from On the see.
Exclusive. Patreon. Go to Patreon. Check it out right now. Patreon right now.
We're giving away too much.
Go to Patreon right now. It's up right now. It's up right now.
So Arturo, what we were asking in the prior segment
Link in bio.
was, did you come to stir the pot? I'm just trying to figure out, because you
Of
have
course.
a lot of people very angry. There's a lot of ruffled
That's good.
panties.
That's good.
There are. I saw the scene where you met with Lena. She had a concern whether or not you could properly manage her, being that you are my boyfriend. Now I was confused.
Yeah, I can chew gum spit at the same time.
I was confused because I actually introduced you to Lena. So I'm not really sure why it would be a conflict of interest. But there is a running theme on the show because you manage several people on the show, Arturo, and you are causing everyone on the show to be very upset with you, which is then turning to be them being upset with me. And what you guys don't know, no, you don't want to help nothing, because what you guys don't know
I just want to
is
help
that
build.com.
behind the scenes there have been a lot of messages, some very disrespectful, and this is all because Arturo is managing several people, or has approached several people to manage, and these ladies are not happy with you. So Arturo, I need you to explain yourself, because I feel like you got some explaining to do. So I'm gonna flip the live. It's gotta be some healing somewhere. There's obviously some healing that is needed somewhere.
Well, you know what?
So talk to us about what's going on, so that me and Fox Soul can understand what's going on with you.
You know what the thing is? You know what the thing is? I see talent in people. I always have, right? Mm-hmm. And that's my talent. That's my gifting. Just as you may have an artist that can sing or rap, that's their gifting. But it takes a team to develop that talent, right? Some teams may be small. They start off small, but they begin to get large as the artist progresses their journey. And you need I'm a manager. I manage talent. I develop talent to high level to align them with record companies. And I've done deals with some of the biggest record companies in the music industry, even as today. So it's that's the goal. You have to polish and shine and clean gold, and to get it to that process, So I do come to ruffle feathers. I'm not going to waste my time first and foremost, and I want people that want to build a brand and take it to the next level, and want to keep people's attention, because you can't keep people's attention being boring. You got to tell your story. I'm telling my story. You got to tell your story. We owe that to the viewer. We owe that to the audience. This is reality television, so it's like you're gonna get it all with our show. This is a business. It's building a brand. It's real money in. It's real money out. From the top to bottom. So that's what it's about. You know, so if I'm going to push you, and sometimes it may not be, you may not be right for the show. It's okay. I heard let me say this. Let me Palmer say this. You know, it's not for everybody. Zeus Network is not for, and it's all good. He's a billionaire though. You know, not everyone may be meant for Carlos King's show, but Carlos is damn sure rich right now. You know, Mona's rich right now. You know,
Is he?
Oh,
Carlos.
Ooh.
Are you rich, bitch?
Ooh.
I need to know. Okay, go ahead.
Shout out Missy Elliott too. You saw Missy Elliott.
Yo, okay, so
Lambo.
Story time.
Blue Lambo.
Story time.
Big
Shout
boy
out
Lambo.
to Missy Elliott, because this morning I had to make a brief stop at the Lowe's.
Shout out Lowe's.
At the Lowe's.
You building homes,
and
building rooms.
Yo,
go to Lowe's.
So when we were going into
prices.
the Lowe's, we saw this fire ass Lamborghini truck.
Yeah.
Now I don't like Lamborghini trucks, but when I say fire, I mean the color. The color was fire.
I think the truck is trash.
Yeah,
just for me.
Yeah,
but I get it.
It's not for me. It's not for me
I'm
at all.
a Rolls Royce Mercedes man.
Right. So we were already talking about the truck going into the Lowe's. So we leave the Lowe's and we were talking about the truck again, like, okay, the color. And you referenced someone that was at the checkout, and I didn't notice them.
Yeah.
I didn't notice them. And then some person comes out walking towards the truck, and I said, is that motherfucking Missy Elliott? And so I'm looking like I have to be dreaming. And she was on the phone or pretending to be, because we also saw Usher at CVS before, and he was on the phone. And so now I think that's the thing. Like, if you're a celebrity and you don't want people to talk to you, you just pretend like you're on the phone.
I gotta tell that story.
Hold on.
Should I tell that story really quick?
1 second, because you have to manage storage again.
Okay.
So
I have a deal with Usher.
So hold on, we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. And so what happened was, she was walking to the truck, which was literally right across from us, and I was like, "Yo, it is." And you were looking too. I don't think you were quite sure, but it was fucking Missy. And then he gassed me up. Arturo gassed me up to spin the parking lot, because I saw it. She didn't leave.
And she spent it.
She spent the lot. She was going to pick something up. So maybe she was like buying like trees or some kind of Christmas stuff from Lowe's. And so I pulled up, and so I'm waving to her. Now she got tense, but I'm like, fuck that. I know that she probably sees me, and so I'm waving her, and then I'm like, roll your window down. And so she rolled the window down, and I was like, I want to interview you. I have a media outlet. I got a show on Fox Soul. What's up? And so she was like, reach out to Mona Scott, and I was like,
shout out
Mona. Shout out Mona. So I'm like, it's a bill. You know, she don't want to give me her contact, but if it's Mona Scott, Mona, I'm on my live right now. I'm about to hit everybody that has hit me to interview you.
But Missy, we need that interview. You know,
because we've interviewed Mona several times, so I know how to get to somebody that work with Mona. So I'm gonna hit Mona's contacts from every which way I can. I DM Missy. I DM'd you. I know you saw it. You gotta have seen it. The truck was fire. Live. Listen, guys, I have to go ahead and just put you on pause, because we got to get it together. We got to finish this episode. I'm drinking the freaking vodka live.
Yeah.
And it's got me lit, but we can't finish this episode until all of our devices are straight. So, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you tune into InStyleAtlanta.com. If you want to see the first part, go to InStyle Atlanta's TikTok.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a minute, but we're going to come back from InStyle Atlanta Uncuts live.
Let's go.
So that we can get all of our followers involved in talking with Carmen Simmons and Arturo Ayers. I will see you later. Mwah.